Hello, hello, and welcome back to Simone Official. So, we're really doing this, really doing this whole nightcap evening with Simone, um, getting a glimpse into my mind, some of my thoughts, some of my ideas here. So, making dinner. I'm done. Actually, I just had dinner. I was snacking on blush wine and some Cheetos before dinner, just a little snack, just like a little handful of Cheetos. And I made a shrimp Alfredo bake with no pasta, so a low carb dish. All right. So what are y'all having for dinner? I mean it. Answer me in the comments. I want to know what y'all have for dinner. This is interactive. All right. But I've had a lot on my mind, of course, just speaking about this season and what it's about, and it really has been about finding purpose or cementing your purpose and finding your reason to continue your good work, or to continue what your passions are, to get better at what you're doing. And especially if you're doing great work, especially if you're doing something that's significant, whatever, that pays the bills, if it's your business, if it's your career, whatever it is, just getting better at that. And, taking time to really plan out the year. That can be too far out for some people. I know some people are like, the year is too far out to plan, but some people already have stuff planned. But for sure, you can take it moment by moment if day by day is too much, you know. But yeah, just expanding on the idea of the reasons in this season. I've had a lot on my mind, and I'm about to get back into my poetry. And I have been, like I said, I've been binge watching. It's Love and Hip Hop on Netflix. It's the season where they have all the foolishness. There's always foolishness, but the season where they had like the whole Tara, Amina, Peter Guns, and everybody else's drama too. But it had me wondering and just thinking about my own experiences. How do you know the one is the one? How do you know? Don't mind any background noise. I, let you guys know that's real. It's real life. I'm a mom. I also, like I said, sometimes I'll be cooking, sometimes I'll be holding a conversation, but just treat it like we're on the phone. I'll get back to you, you know. But yeah, how do you know the one is the one? So for me, I guess knowing the one is the one, because you know, there can be those moments where you think, right? You think you are with the one, or you think you met the one, you found the one. And down the road, you're like, I was mistaken. And so this is like a real question. How do you know the one is the one? And this will probably really resonate for those in relationships or dealing with the one now more so than others. But it can definitely be something that you are manifesting and planning out to have that dream ideal relationship. And you've already put forward, like, this is how I'm going to know. This is what is going to need to happen for me to know, right? Your signs. So for me, I guess how you know the one is the one is it's easy. It's effortless. There's not a lot of other things other than easy and effortless, you know. It feels right. It makes sense. It's that breath of fresh air. It's your exhale moment, you know, waiting to exhale. It's your exhale moment, like this is it. So how do you guys know when the one is the one? I think also just like I said, binge watching certain things. There are so many people that get it wrong, you know, and they confuse other things with love, infatuation, sexual attraction, you know, confuse so many other things with love. But the one, it's not going to be any confusion as far as I'm concerned. There's not going to be much confusion. There's not going to be a lot to question. It's going to be like, no, this is right. This is it, right? So how do you know? I think also there are moments where there is definitely doubts and a little bit of pushback from our own inner self going, maybe this isn't the one, and we ignore that. And so I just wonder how do you know if it's something that you fight for, something that you push forward with, or if it's something that you need to let go of, right, before things get worse? Like, how do you know? And so, again, it's like this ease, this effortlessness. It's someone who honors and respects those boundaries. It's definitely going to be the person that reassures you, that makes you feel beautiful. Again, these are my things, right? Your things could be a little different, but it's the person that makes it clear. Also, there's again no question mark as to what it is, as to who you are, as to how it's going to be. It's the person that makes it clear. That's how you know it's the one, you know. So when you're in that process of connecting to somebody on that deep level, what are your signs, or what are the signs that just tell you this is it? It's like a repetitive question for sure, but I really want to know. I want to know what everybody else's thing is or things are when it comes to this. And again, like, how do you know when something is worth pursuing versus, this might be a little short term? I say trust your nervous system, trust your gut instincts, trust what you feel is how it's supposed to be for you, right? I'm not talking about living in la la land. I'm like, just trust your intuition, knowing that it's right. Or if it's not right, but just trusting your intuition, specifically knowing when it's right. Like, yeah, this is right. From the very first kiss, hand holding, the eye gazes, just looking into one another's eyes. How do you know the one is the one? I think some of us have also been in that situation more than once. And so it can fool us a little bit. Those feelings can definitely make us feel like, is this right? But I think I think you just know for sure that that one person that does it for you, that respects those boundaries, that reassures you, that makes you feel like there's no question. That's it. That's all you need to know. because they'll be showing you, right? Proving to you just how much you mean to them. That really is the way to know. You won't have to push or force. You won't have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations and predicaments to appease. You'll be able to be yourself. I think that's another thing for me. I'm able to be myself. I'm able to be goofy and nerdy. I'm able to have a life and be all the things that I am individually with that person, right? That's so important, to be able to be who you are, your individual self. Still, when you're with somebody else, you don't have to switch it up, because they wouldn't like that anyway. They like you for who you are, right? They love you for you. So you don't have to switch it up. I think if you're crying or sad more than you want to be, or more than it makes sense, then you got to reevaluate some things about whether it's the one or not. And enough of us don't do that in the moment. But I think it's something about someone that makes you feel good, someone that makes you feel comforted, someone that makes you feel like you don't have to worry, right? You don't have to worry about pain or me hurting you. Life is going to happen. And if you're blessed for this to be your one, you're going to go through life together, all the ups and downs, all the ins and outs, all the good, the bad. But when it's supposed to just be good and when it's supposed to just be right, that's how it's going to feel. You're not going to second guess it. It's just going to feel right. I'm talking, you have the same dreams of the future together. You know, one person's not like, I don't want that, right? You can definitely have your separate individual things that you want for yourself outside of a relationship, but it has to be in alignment. You have to coincide with one another. Your visions have to be in step with one another, right? That's how you know it's the one. When you want the same thing they want and they want the same thing for you that you want. That's the way. It has to be how you love. That has to be similar. You know, your love languages have to complement each other's. How you speak to one another has to be loving and soft and gentle and, again, in step with one another's. That's how you know. There just has to be a big picture that you share together. You want similar things. You're going in a similar direction. You're on a similar path. Some people, look, they think they have the one and then they separate, and then it'll be later down the road they come back together because they finally get to that point where their visions are the same. Because now they know it's right. Whereas before, there was a big old question mark. But it's like I said, when you have no question marks, that's how you're going to know. If somebody's giving you too much pushback on the things you desire, or you feel yourself giving them too much pushback, it's time to reevaluate. If there's too much fight, if there's like a lot of resistance, then it's like, this can't be it. Right? But when there's ease and there is cohesiveness and it's making sense, that's the one. That's the one.